All right, y'all. This is our main segment. It's called Religion versus Spirituality.
Yes,
So I'm
Lord.
going to ask you a couple questions. Can leaving religion feel like losing your identity?
For sure. I wouldn't say for me, but I can see how that could definitely make somebody feel like I lost my identity. When you
Mm-hmm.
have been doing something your whole life and then all of a sudden it's not, you just not doing it no more, it makes you feel like a piece of you is gone, you know? Because I feel like I've been through that in other areas, not religion, but yeah. You see that when people talk about cults and all that, then they leave and it's like, dang, I feel like I'm missing something,
Yeah,
you
or
know?
like, oh
So,
my God, I gotta redo my whole life all over again. In a way, I guess I could say that myself too, just because I grew up Jehovah Witness,
mm,
and like I went so hard for my religion for such a long time, and it just kind of like, not that it faded, but at the same time I'm like, okay, I got all the information, I know exactly what this religion is all about, what else?
yeah,
So
I feel that.
yeah.
Okay. What is the difference between religion and spirituality?
Ooh, the difference between religion and spirituality.
That's a
I
cold
think
question.
religion in the way you can see it, and spirituality you can feel it.
That
um
was well said.
I want to say it that way, because religion, of course, it's taught to you, but spirituality, it's something that you gotta feel. You feel when you're doing something wrong. You feel when you're doing something right. You that excitement, and religion is different because they're teaching you about where all these feelings are coming from, and
Hmm,
who provided them, and who was all there and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think it's just the feeling and the seeing.
hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, my question to you is: does spirituality require accountability like religion does?
Yes, for sure. Um, I feel like spirituality is easier to just be accountable of your actions. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're really talking about feeling for one another, feeling for the earth, things of that nature, and just having a spiritual connection, you can't. It's hard to shy away from what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's
for
why
sure.
I try to veer more of my personal life towards spirituality than I ever would religion, because I want to focus more on the feeling of something more than the teaching of something, or like
Yeah,
what I'm supposed to be told.
no, for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's smart to take a little bit out of every religion and just see, what I mean, all the
No,
good parts.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know that might have ruffled all the feathers from just saying that, but
Mhm.
I still feel like it's good and bad to
Yeah.
all these practices, and
Mhm.
we focus on the good ones. We can find what everybody's truly trying to say.
Yeah. And I think that what you just said is true, because I always say that, like, no matter what you're believing in, like, pray to that person. Like,
Exactly.
even if all the religions are wrong, or not wrong, or like, like, maybe because a lot of people are like, oh, you're in that religion, like, oh my God, you're wrong, but
Yeah.
it's just like, even if that's how you feel, like, you got to understand, like, this person is still preaching to a higher self, a higher purpose.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what's most important, is that, like, you are you're connecting with something that's higher than yourself, and that's
I
what every
love that.
religion brings, and that's what I appreciate. Yeah, which connects to spirituality as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harvard Law student. Get
Okay.
that.
All right. So, do you think spirituality is just a trend now?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the woke community came
Yeah. Oh my God,
in.
peace and love, everybody. I'm just light, and
Yeah.
I'm just whole inside, and
Peace King,
I'm
all the
everything.
vibes.
Like, girl, bye. You know you
Yeah.
have bad days. Stop
The
playing with me.
the Crystal Girl came in. I don't know. Like all that type of stuff just, you know what I mean? We got social media. It just became pop culture. It just became like
Yeah.
this is what's cool.
Mhm.
Everybody wanna seem peaceful when they going home and they, you know what I mean, faking the funk. So
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to the people who really, you know what I
Actually,
mean? I
about
see
it.
you,
I
third
mean,
eye fully open,
it.
you heard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you be spiritual without being religious?
Can you be spiritual without being religious? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Uh huh.
Hmm.
That's, I would say, me.
I think that's a cut and
Yeah.
dry, like, cause I,
Mhm.
I somewhat kind of separate the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, mine says, can you heal from church hurt and still believe in God? Can you heal from church hurt and still believe in God? I've gone through
Wow.
so much. I'm not gonna say too much, but I've gone through so much church hurt. Like being a kid that came from Jehovah's Witness in a Christian family,
Yeah.
so much hurt because all they're gonna do is go back and forth. But that's your
Mm.
question, no. Well,
Nah, cause you had me like, damn, church hurt. But you giving that point of view, and I'm thinking of darker point of views where it's like the church really hurt them in some dark ways, and it's like how do I still heal from self and still trust in the higher power that they were practicing under? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, Shorty. You might need a little therapy. I would say get up out of there.
get up out
You
of
might
there.
need to. I mean,
That's
it might have
crazy.
been a red flag, Shorty. Honestly. Do you think religion was used as a control in certain communities?
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I like your thinking.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Oh my God. Just go watch Sinners. No, I'm just kidding. Don't go watch that movie. Actually, pray before you go watch that movie. That movie is crazy, but at the same time, it was brought to us for a reason.
For sure.
I think we should definitely pay attention. But yeah, I do believe that religion was brought to control the black population for sure. Um, I don't want to get canceled.
Yeah, because I was thinking like I want to elaborate and
I
I know
want to
what to
definitely
say, but
elaborate, but I feel like if you know, you know. And that's why I believe in spirituality for
yeah,
because yeah, I want to feel that.
yeah. I was always told the higher power is within.
Yeah.
Like you are what you seek to be, but always be appreciative of your higher power. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you acting like you want to be like your higher power, it shouldn't be that easy to. It shouldn't be that hard to be a good person.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of religions teach you that like you were made in the form of God. So if you were made in the form of God, then
Exactly.
you are God.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Peace, God. How has religion shaped the black community historically?
How has religion shaped the black community historically?
Wow, that's a deep question. Is this the Black Dreamer show? I feel like we
This
on
is definitely the Black
CNN. We
Dreamers
on we talking that.
show. And like, man, because I just think of like all of um just my family and like how church is so rooted in who they are
Mm,
all of the way that sometimes I just be seeing certain things and I'd be like, you okay with that? Like, that don't morally seem weird to you,
yeah.
but they're just so wrapped up in this, oh, church person, they need us, they need us to bring this, they need us to do this. And it's just like they get so involved in this community where sometimes I feel like they lose themselves, you
Hmm.
know? But
I agree, and it's also just generational traditions. You know what I mean? We're not even thinking for self because if grandma did it and granddaddy did it 50 years ago, it must be right.
yeah.
But not knowing that we have to evolve and understand
Hmm.
when something is not
Yeah.
serving us a true purpose.